Hey y'all, good evening. It's T, and we are in the Evolve Beautifully group. And I know that last week I had sent out my budget documents to quite a few people, and I just wanted to take the time to go over them with you. I know that, to me, they're pretty self explanatory, but again, I've been using them for over 2.5 years. So I just wanted to take, a couple minutes to try to explain those documents to everybody. So just listen. I hope that you printed them out. And if you have not printed them out, or if you don't have them, underneath this video, you can just comment your email address, and I'll make sure that I get them sent to you. So the first page that I want to go over is what I think is the most important page, which is the actual paycheck budgeting system. How many of us come up with these budgets for a monthly basis, and you write down all your expenses, and then you write down what you have coming in, and then you write down what you should have left over at the end of the month, and then when it comes down to it, you're like, what the hell, like, I don't have any of this money left. So I think that it is easier to start a budget and to stay on track with the budget if you do it bi-weekly or every week, depending upon when you get paid. I get paid bi-weekly, so I do these twice a month. But if you get paid every single every single week, then it should be something that you are doing every single week. So let's talk about it. So the first thing on here is expense. And of course, that is whatever bill you have to pay. And the second slot is for the due date. I hope you guys can see that. But again, if you have it printed out, then you can follow along. The third column there is expected. So this is because you are supposed to be doing this in advance. So what is the expected amount of this particular bill? What do you think it's going to be? What is it normally? If it's a cell phone bill, or a good one would be like the gas and the electric bill. It fluctuates, but it doesn't fluctuate that much where you can put Did y'all see that? Where you can put an estimated amount there. Izzy is watching me do this, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, so then after that is the actual, and then the difference. So of course the actual is going to be what the total amount of the bill was when you actually get the bill and you know what it is. And then the difference is just the difference. If it is a positive difference, then I suggest to put whatever it is, even if it's $2, in your savings account, because that's the money that you weren't expecting to have anyway. If it is a negative difference, then next time around when you do this, you have to leave some extra room for that particular bill, or just reevaluate what the expected number is that you put down. So cool, you got all your stuff down here a week before you get paid. Don't do this on payday, because it's not going to be the same if you do it on payday, trust me. So a week before you get paid, you getting emails, you getting bill reminders, the bill collectors is calling you saying, we need to set up a payment arrangement right now. Then this is where that information needs to go. So payday comes, right? You get paid. When you get paid, from the time you get paid to the time that you do your bills, don't spend anything. I don't care. Well, if you need some gas so you can get to work, then go ahead and do that, because running out of gas ain't cool. Been there, done that this year or last year. So, it's still fresh on my mind. Don't do that. But anything else, don't grab no coffee, don't grab no breakfast just because you done got paid today and you got some money in your account, because that's where we mess up. We start making all these little charges, and then by the end of the week, you done spent $3.83 7 times, and you done spent over $25 on random stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Until you actually get somewhere where you can sit down and do your bills, or get up extra early that morning before you have to go to work, so you can sit on your phone and do what you need to do before you start spending money. Rule of thumb number 2 that has really worked for me is to have 2 checking accounts. The first checking account is going to be for your bills, and the second checking account is going to be for whatever money that you have left over to play with, and then we also need to have a savings account. So back to this. All right, so payday comes, you need to add up every single purchase or every single bill that you have listed on this paper, and you get a total amount. So if your check is $1,000 and this amount equals 500, we're going to be subtracting 500 from our 1,000 and moving that into the separate checking account for our bills. That checking account is not used for anything else but your bills. Any automatic payments that you have set up, any reoccurring payments, same difference, whatever, it all needs to come out of that one checking account. Do not mix in between the two. So, okay, you have 500 left. How much of that are you going to save? That's up to you. I'm not going to, I don't know what you got to do or what you have, going on. So I can't tell you how much of that to save. But whatever that is, you need to subtract it from the 500. So if it's $75, subtract it from the 500. Go ahead and move that to your savings account. So you got $425 left, right? That $425 is yours to do whatever you may please, right? But you know that $425 got to last you 2 weeks. And you got to have some gas, and you got to have some groceries. So you need to go ahead and subtract whatever amount that you normally spend a week on gas and what you spend on groceries, and keep that in the back of your mind. Like, okay, this whole $425, yes, I got $425 in my account. However, I still got some things that I need to do with that. It's not a bill, but it is something that I need to do with that money. So set your shopping budget. To me, a good rule of thumb on staying with your shopping budget is using these click list or these grocery online pickup type situations to your advantage, because there you can see how much your groceries are adding up to. And then if you need to move some stuff out the cart, some stuff you really don't need, you can go ahead and do that. But it's different when you're at the checkout line and you're like, damn, I'm going above my budget. You just like, F it, I'm going to go ahead and get what I need to get, because it's not the same. It's a little bit embarrassing when you got to move some food off of the little belt because you don't want to, go over your budget and people think that you just don't got enough money for it. So that is why I say take advantage of the online shopping, and then you don't have to do the shopping. Somebody does it for you and you just stop and go pick it up, and that's the end of it. So, so like I said, so if it's $50 on groceries, then what's that? $425 minus 50, $375, I believe. I don't know. Don't get mad at me if I'm wrong. But so you got $375 left, right? So gas, I know I need a half a tank at least every week, and right now gas prices are cool. So $20 a week, 40, subtract 40 from that. So you got $335 left. Okay, and that is your money, and that is also what has to last you for these 2 weeks. So don't go out and go shopping and buy $100 outfit. Like it don't work like that. Once you become an adult and you get responsible about how you're spending and what you're saving and planning for the future, we don't go out and buy $100 outfits. We might buy piece by piece every 2 weeks, so it'll add up to $100 by the time I need to wear it. But I'm not gonna go out and spend $100 on an outfit when I got $335 left to my name for the next 2 weeks, because what's in my savings account don't matter. We pretending like that is not there. So, and once you finish doing all of that, figuring all of that out, scratching it out, doing what you need to do, then you need to start planning for the next week. What do you know that, or the next 2 weeks, what do you know that you have due during this pay period? Because we need to plan ahead. The point of doing all of this is to get organized and is to plan ahead. So what I do is, as soon as I finish doing these bills this week, then I go ahead and start writing in what I have to pay for this week. And after you do it for a while, like I know that at the first of the month the rent is due, then my second check of the month my car payment and my car insurance is due, and my credit cards and gas and electric is getting paid up here. So you need to know that. You need to keep it, in your mind what you have to pay, so you can start filling these out ahead of time and not waiting until you get a disconnection notice on your door or something like that, until, for you to pay the bill. So that's it for that. And pretty much I just print out like 20 of those, and I use a hole punch them, put them in a binder, and I just keep them. I keep writing on them every 2 weeks, you know, and I just keep it up to date, keep it going, because that is how I know what I can do and when I can do it. So the second paper is, well, I don't know what order they are in, honestly, but this is more so a monthly budget. And I mean, if that's your thing, then that's your thing, but it's not my thing. Now I do still, I'm sorry about the camera, y'all. I do still like to see, you know, my stuff written out, and maybe get a number or an estimate on what I should have left over every month after I pay all of my bills, and then maybe you can incorporate that into the bi-weekly budget paper. But honestly, that would really be the only thing that I use this one for, because a monthly budget doesn't work for me, because I don't get paid once a month. I get paid every 2 weeks, so I need to know what I need to do every 2 weeks. So that is that. And I'm sorry, y'all, my printer started printing out all these like half sheets of paper without nothing on there, so that's why I'm flipping through them all. I want to save the money saving challenge for last. So this is something that I made a while ago, and this is for all my ladies with the credit cards. I know I'm not the only one. We work so hard, you know, to build up our credit. Then they start sending you stuff like, you want $1,000, you want $8,000, this and that, all of that. Yeah. So I use this as a pay down calculator for my credit cards. So if you are looking at this, here's an example. At the beginning of January. Okay, there we go. At the beginning of January, the balance on my Capital One pay card was $300 after I paid the $25, right? So then in February, I don't know what that says, I paid $50. So now my balance is $250. Then in March, I paid $40. Oh, that math ain't right on there, y'all. I can count. But anyway, so, and then in February, no, it is right. In March, I only paid $10 for some reason, but maybe that's all I had to pay. And that brought me down to $240. And then April, I paid the $40, I'm down to $200. So basically, it just goes in here. Like on the top, I know y'all can't see that, so I'm gonna just stop. On the top, you wanna write how much you paid, and then underneath that, you're gonna write what your balance is at that time on that month. So if you paid $100 in July, then underneath where it says balance, you need to write whatever your balance is after you paid the $100 in July. And you just do that for all of your credit cards. So check this out. If you have a goal of when you want to have your credit cards paid off, say you want to have them paid off in the next year, right? What we're going to do is take our full balance. Now, it's not going to be exact because credit cards have interest, and interest is going to be piling on every month. But what you can do is divide your balance by 12, which is 12 months in a year, right? And you can look on your credit card history and see what the normal interest payment amount is, you know, on your card. And it's not going to do anything but go down if you're paying it off and not reusing it. So say if you have a $1,200 balance on a card and you are dividing that by 12, we're paying $100 a month, but I'm going to add on $25 to take care of the interest payment. So I'm paying $125 a month on that credit card, and by December of the next year, I'm going to be done, and I'm not going to have any balance that's left over from interest. Hell, I might have a credit balance if I keep paying the $25, because like I said, the charge for interest is going to always go down as your balance decreases. So that is that. If you don't have any credit cards, more power to you. Do not get them, because honestly, it's just a headache at the end of the day, and it's just something else holding on to you for you to pay every month. So yeah, if you can pay cash for something, pay cash. And then my last paper here this is something that I got off Pinterest, but I like the thought of it. It is a money saving challenge, right? So if you follow this is weekly. So if you follow this, you'll have, I think it was like 2,000 or 2,500 or something by the end of the year. But if you can't do the numbers that are on here, which it's cool. Sometimes I can't do the numbers that are on here, but divided by 2. So if it's 3,000, that's what it was. This is saving 3,000 by the end of the year. And if you can't do that, like I said, just cut those numbers in half and you'll have 1,500 by the end of the year. But it's something. It is something. Like, it is so important to have something in your savings account. Like, and I'm not gonna front, most of the time I didn't have anything in my savings account because I was just so busy spending, and I found stuff that I needed that I really didn't need. So this year I'm doing things completely different. If I don't absolutely need it to survive, then I'm pretty sure if I go look in my closet or look in my cabinet where all my junk is, I'll probably find something comparable to what I'm looking for. And maybe not going to the mall and going to DFWH. I don't know if y'all heard of that store, but that's the spot. Okay, they got Victoria's Secret bras, they got Victoria's Secret outfits, they got the lingerie, they got all express like dress clothes and stuff at work. Or go to the thrift store. There's nothing. The thrift store is my favorite place because you know what? It's where I went yesterday and found me a legit leather skirt for $6.99, and then it was 50% off, so I only paid $3.99 for it because it was a blue tag day or something like that. And it's a real leather skirt. You can't find no real leather skirt. And normally it's just all this, faux that. So I came up, if you ask me. But you have to get really intentional about saving money. You have to get over what social media shows you that you have to have, or what all of these propaganda shit that you see on commercials and all that. Like, all of that stuff is there to entice you to buy. So you need to start understanding that, and understanding that you having a little bit of change in your savings account in case something happens is far more valuable than them cute ass jeans from Fashion Nova. So once you get that, I promise life will start moving better for you. So all 2019, we are not living paycheck to paycheck, okay? In 2019, we having money in our savings. Blue, shut up. Sorry, y'all. We're having money in our savings accounts, and we are living below our means. And that is how we are going to become wealthy. That's how we are going to have a legacy. That's how we are going to pay off all our debt. We are going to do the right thing with our money this year, y'all. All right, I gotta go. Bye.